TV.
Ok, alors on est au JERA sous une pluie battante et on a la chance aujourd'hui de pouvoir interviewer donc JOEL de AMITY AFFLICTION. First, I want to say just the last album kicks hard. So you wanted to go that hard from a long time, or it was just natural in the writing process to go that hard?
Well, we put out the softer album, Misery, and then the next one was Everyone Loves You Once You Leave Them, and we were going back, like heading back towards heavy music, but we weren't sure what we wanted to do. And then we'd already started writing for the new album when that album came out, which is how it goes for us usually. Like we'd like talked about it a little bit, and then Dan and Aaron listened to like nothing but fucking
Heavy stuff.
like really heavy like death metal or deathcore or whatever for ages. They were listening to like bands like Lorna Shore and all that kind of stuff. Not me, but they were. And also like playing live shows, we kind of realized that it's not as fun to play the softer stuff. So we were constantly going on tour and being like, man, we have way more fun playing the heavy ones.
Yeah, more fun on stage.
Yeah, well, we've just always been a band that's fed a lot off the crowd.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you play music that people are just there to watch, it's just not as good. So, yeah, we wrote a heavy record, and now I think the next one will also be heavy and probably
the new direction.
Stay heavy. Yeah.
I got a question from my French friends from a clothing brand Since Nothing. They talk a lot about mental health. Their question is, your last album is called Not Without My Ghosts. It's a very dark and heavy name, while your previous album had a message of hope that was more obvious to perceive. Do you feel like doomed with a depression and a mental illness, or what message of hope can you give to people with mental distress?
That's a funny interpretation, because the last album is called Everyone Loves You Once You Leave Them, and it's actually like a very pointed and aggressive statement to people that are like unsupportive of people who then kill themselves, and then they come out and they're like, oh, I love them so much. And so that album was actually like quite aggressive in nature and not so hopeful. And then we had COVID, and I don't know, I have bipolar. I'm gonna have it my whole life. I've had it since I can remember, undiagnosed mostly until the last sort of 8 years. So I don't think things are hopeless, but I also don't think that I need to I don't think I need to sugarcoat my experience. Like, I don't think I need to lie and say that everything's good all the time. Like, I kind of hate the idea that I hate like the people that say
Glamorize.
I don't know, like, oh, you're gonna make it through, blah blah blah. Like, yeah, it's cool and being positive is cool and everything, but also, as if you're someone that doesn't have mental health struggles, it's also cool to just let people be depressed and just be supportive instead of trying to fucking send inspirational quotes or something like this. Like, I would say that everyone, even in their like darkest, most lonely time, has someone at least. Like, it is worth just telling someone how you're feeling. But you know, it's like, I guess it's a pretty prickly subject, and for me especially, because like even like currently I'm in a depressive episode, which I've been in for like 2 weeks, and there's nothing anyone could say to fix it.
No.
But it's like it's just how it is, and I it's my lived experience, and I just have to like do my own things to kind of get through it. But also, I guess, because I've had it for so long, there are certain like mental coping mechanisms I've got and that kind of thing. So yeah, I don't really know like what kind of message of hope I could give to people. I think like looking to people that inspire you and see them pushing through is kind of, for me, that's enough. Like, you know, we all have someone. Like, you know, I'm in a band, and I know I'm that someone for some people, but I also have like people that are like that for me. So yeah, I don't know. Look, you can sort of look to others for inspiration and things like that.
How do you find balance between performing while singing heavy and sad songs and keeping a healthy mind? I mean, do you dissociate yourself a bit from the artist on stage, from the man?
Yeah, I would say like the stage me is like an alter ego.
Yeah.
I'm not loud as a person. I don't really like. I talk a lot with people that are in my inner circle, but I don't really talk much with people outside of my inner circle. I'm pretty reserved. I don't hang with people that much. I don't party. I don't dance ever. So yeah.
With the mask on stage.
Yeah, it's like a mask, you know, and it's like putting on the mask that lets me let out some of the aggression and all those kind of things, and it's also like I said earlier, it's super positive looking into the crowd, and I've always said that I get from the crowd what they get from me, so it's like a give and take kind of experience for me. So it's like people are there and having this cathartic experience with our music, and I'm having the same cathartic experience but from them. So it's good. It's sometimes, like every now and then, I come off really mentally drained. Like sometimes, not so much. Like usually when we put a new album out and we play the new songs, because they're still fresh in my, like, I guess like a physical kind of memory, and I'll get really exhausted. But mostly, you know, after a year or whatever, it's kind of like acting. You know, you walk out, put on the stage person, play the show. But then if the show's good, I'm getting something different from it than what they're getting from it.
You got some big collaboration on the album. Andrew from Comeback Kid, Landon from Protein You, and Louis Knox. I didn't know him before hearing I See Dead People, and I heard he passed away 2 years ago. Did you build that song around that sample from Louis Knox?
From Todd, from Louis Knox?
Yeah.
No. The song is a mix between. That song's like kind of strange because it's like a song about like feeling guilty for feeling suicidal when my friends have already killed themselves, and then Todd had died and he was not suicidal. He died of a heart attack, and like the song is like a revolving kind of set of emotions about guilt and anger and loneliness, and then sort of the desire to be dead, and then back to feeling guilty and that kind of stuff. So we had the quiet part where we put Todd, but Aaron had a different idea and it just wasn't working. And we were all like, this is a good idea, but it's just not working. Like, we don't know what to do here. We might have to record someone doing something. And then we were finished the album, and so all we had to do was find this piece. And Dan was at home and he's got a studio in his house, and he was like, sent a group text, and he's like, oh, why don't we put one of like Todd's songs in? And we were just like, oh, that would be amazing, like a nice little tribute to our friend kind of thing. And then he put that in, and all the screams at the end that are what Todd says in the gap there, that's all Dan at his house doing different screams.
Okay.
And he was like, all right, Aaron and Joel, you're going to have to re-record this. And we were like, nah, it sounds good, just leave it. So yeah, it was nice. And then, you know, we reached out to his family. They were super cool. And then one of his best friends, Dominic Hoey, found the footage for us to use in the music video, like the high quality footage. So it's beautiful. And now I get to hear my friend every night on stage. Yeah, cool. It's cool. And it reminds me that even though I've lost some friends, like the friends I've lost all have left something that I still have of them here, you know? Like I can listen to music and
they can live on the way.
Yeah.
And you got also Femme and I really love them. And I would like to know how that collab happened, because this is really different from your style of music.
I had nothing to do with that.
Okay.
I'd never heard of her. I'm older. I'm 41, right? So I don't I'm not on TikTok. I don't. I don't like watch YouTube videos or anything like this. So she's from like a really different world than I'm involved with. But when I heard it, I was like, that's amazing. So it worked out really well. But that was like a Dan and Aaron thing.
Okay.
We all have pretty specific roles in the band. Like I write the lyrics. I'm responsible for the artwork. I'm responsible for a lot of the music videos. And I'm responsible for like a lot of the visual stuff associated with the band. It comes from me. And then the music stuff, I have basically nothing to do with.
Okay.
Yeah, so I like write the words, I hand them off, and then that's kind of it for me.
So it's your idea, the last album artwork?
Yes, yeah. So I did the album artwork for this one. My wife styled it, my friend photographed it, I designed it. So.
Thank you a lot, Joel. That was really cool.
Sorry for waffling on.
No. Perfect.